This is All of It on WNYC. I'm Allison Stewart. The Emmys recently announced their 2026 nominees. So this hour will be dedicated to several Emmy-nominated shows featuring actors whose characters made their seasons so memorable. From The Bear, we'll hear from Lionel Boyce, who discusses playing his character Marcus Brooks. From the apocalyptic sci-fi thriller series Paradise, we'll be talking to Thomas Dougherty and Julianne Nicholson, who is also nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actress in the show. But first, a show about a Pakistani actor facing racism and public backlash after auditioning to play the new James Bond. Bait was written by Riz Ahmed, who also stars and executive produced the series. It recently earned him an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Actor in a Limited Series. Critics have hailed the show's sharp social commentary, its unique approach to a spy thriller comedy, and of course, Riz Ahmed's performance. He plays a struggling actor named Shah, a Pakistani Brit who auditions to be the new James Bond and becomes the focus of an intense media firestorm over race, class, belonging, and identity. And as Shah navigates this new position, well, he doesn't always make the best choices. Meanwhile, he's trying to find his place in his chaotic family and community, sort out and sometimes sabotage his love life, and get his career on track without a panic attack. The show Bait is now available to stream on Amazon Prime. The title Bait comes from British slang. When Riz Ahmed joined us to talk about it, I started by asking him to explain what bait means in that context and why it made a good title.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite British slang words. It means being really blatant or unsubtle or in your face. And it's an adjective, but it's also a verb. You can bait someone up. It's like blowing up someone's spot. But it has more meanings than that. And each of the different meanings corresponds to one of the different elements to the show, because our show has lots of different genres to it. So bait is also, literally speaking, something that's used as part of a trap. And there's a spy thriller element to our show. In Urdu, it means loyalty or allegiance. It's about Shah trying to, balance ambition and family. In Arabic and Hebrew, it means home. And there's a big family element to this. And online for Gen Z, trolling someone is baiting them. And there's a very much a kind of psychological kind of social media spiral element to our show as well. So, the show, just like the show's title, has all these different flavors, all these different dimensions. And that's what life feels like. It feels messy and slightly chaotic in its tonal whiplash. And I wanted to kind of have that in the show.
I'm going to start a little bit with the show, and then we'll expand out a little bit. It begins with an audition, and your character's auditioning to be James Bond. Let's talk about that scene. What did it take to write that scene, a Bond-like scene? What elements did it have to have?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I think there's an amazing kind of cocktail, no pun intended, for of Bond scenes, and it's kind of set such a template that as a fan it's not too challenging to inhabit. It's challenging and tricky to do it well, but I think there has to be a femme fatale. I think there has to be a difficult or impossible choice, and I think that choice usually has to be about your professional loyalty and your emotional loyalties. And I think there's something interesting at the heart of a lot of the kind of like Bond stories that actually really corresponds to our own show as well. So much of it's about being pulled between your professional ambition and your kind of personal relationships, and do those two things have to be mutually exclusive? It's something I'm still trying to work out.
It's interesting, and I'm not giving anything away. Shah kind of bombs the audition. But he sort of seems surprised. He's like, hey, I'd like to take that again. And she's like, no, you're not taking this. You're not going to do this again. What does this tell us about Shah?
I think he's hoping against hope, and sometimes being delusional and being hopeful and being ambitious. It's a really blurred line between those things. Shah is a dreamer, and he's running towards a dream, but I guess, and that can be a really positive thing, a really empowering thing, But sometimes you have to make sure you're not also just running from yourself. And I think that's the circle he has to square, can you run towards a dream but take your community, your family, and even your sense of self with you? Or do you have to leave that at the door when you're chasing dreams of a certain size and of a certain grandeur? So I think it shows that he's, he's a dreamer,
Where is he in his career?
So it's a great question. Shah is, he's an actor who's fallen on hard times. He's about to turn 40, and he had a small role in a Star Wars-esque franchise back in the day called Galactic Horizons. One of his prized possessions are those Funko Pop dolls they make that are in crates in his mother's garage. And he also did a rom-com called Under the Mango Tree. Didn't do as well as he'd hoped. It's about a white woman eats mango, and it's a magical mango, allows her to time travel back to colonial India, where she falls in love with an Indian servant boy played by Shah Latif. Unfortunately, it wasn't the four-quadrant smash he was hoping for, and he's fallen on hard times. And he manages to get through to this audition to be the next James Bond. But as you say, when word gets out he might be playing the role, people have some pretty strong opinions and varied opinions, which is confusing for a people pleaser who's trying to please everybody.
Yeah, Shah hopes that it will leak to the press that he becomes, or he's in the running for James Bond. We won't say how, but it does leak to the press. What does he hope will happen? Does he really think he's going to get James Bond?
I think he wants the role badly.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I think those of us who aren't even actors want that role badly. And here's what I mean. James Bond is the archetypal, iconic symbol of success, decisiveness, desirability. Part of all of us want to be James Bond in a way, right? And that's why I think that the show, hopefully, isn't really about acting. Isn't even really about James Bond. Yeah. It's about the gap between who we want to be and who we really are. Right? And do we own that gap, or do we try and hide it?
Let's listen to a clip from Bait. This is at his home with Shah and his family. Take a listen.
Shah, are you going to be the next James Bond?
What?
Huh? Wait. It might be cup.
Can I have a look at that?
Oh, no. It's legit. What the Oh my God. James Bond, this is crazy. This is crazy. Wait. Chill, man.
Check the website. It's BBC. We can't trust him.
Greg Daniel, Bro, why didn't you tell me?
It's just an audition.
Super James Bond, mera Shaju.
Listen, it's an audition. It's a photo from today's audition. That's all it is.
Don't make sense, though, man. James Bond is white. He's playing. Do you know how much sex James Bond does? वो तो sex करता है. I'm the and he's Shaggy.
I'm actually
Listen, Baba, it's okay to be a little bit excited. It's nice even just to have the opportunity. It's a big deal, Brown James Bond. You should be proud.
It's This guy's face is going to be blasted everywhere. Imagine it.
Daniel Craig got paid 20 M's for the last movie.
My Shaju will get 21.
It's just calm down. It's just an audition, yeah?
Call me if you need a body double for sex scenes.
I love that scene because everyone in the family is talking over each other.
That's family, right?
It's so good.
Yeah. I mean, we really wanted to kind of throw people into this world, throw people into this experience, the direction and the camera work from, by Frank Lamb, our DOP, and our director, Bassam Tariq, who also directed Mogul Mowgli, a film that we did together, is just really kind of... Yeah, it's just immersive, immediate, and kind of visceral. You just feel like you're suddenly there. You're part of this chaotic family. And so that was really important to us, but it wouldn't have been possible without the incredible cast we have. Guz Khan, who's a kind of national treasure now in the UK. We're very well-known stand-up comedian who's my cousin in that clip saying, it doesn't make sense though, bro. James Bond is white. Kind of low-key hating on my success. Sajid Hassan, one of the most prominent actors in Pakistan who wants to be the body double in sex scenes, playing dad there. Sheba Chadha, one of the most well-known and beloved actresses in India. Over there, who thinks that I'll get 21 million compared to Daniel Craig's 20, and Asiya Shah, who's a rising star in the UK, who's just such personality and such a kind of unique presence on camera. And so, yeah, we were just really blessed with an amazing team, and I think comedy is about chemistry. And so what you hear and what you see is the result of, I think, just that family vibe that actually existed between us on set.
I'm speaking with Riz Ahmed. He's the creator and star of the new series Bait, about a young actor trying to make it but managing to get in his own way. Is it true that you had to talk to Barbara Broccoli to be able to use the James Bond-ness of this?
Absolutely did.
Ah,
yeah.
is
So
that cool?
when we came up with this show kind of dates back 10 years for me, kind of scribbling down various anecdotes and stories about increasingly ridiculous situations I found myself in. Again, there were situations that juxtaposed my public and private self and how gaping the chasm was between those two things. And it's thought about how do we kind of allow this to kind of cohere? What's the vessel through which we can talk about, who we want to be versus who we are? We said, of course, it's the out-of-work actor who wants to be James Bond. That's it. That's the perfect analogy. But then everybody said, yeah, good luck. She's never going to let you use it. Not in a million years. And rightly so. Barbara Broccoli's kind of shepherded this franchise from strength to strength. She's inherited it. It's a family heirloom. It's a prized possession. But I thought, I have to try, man. I have to try. So we wrote her a letter, wrote her an email. Sat with her, had a long brunch with her actually, at a diner in LA, and gave her the scripts for the first 3 episodes and said, this is what I'm trying to do. And I explained to her that, honestly, it's not really about James Bond.
He's a symbol of other things.
He's a symbol of success and aspiration. He's the archetypal mask that we want to wear when we're feeling vulnerable, And so I showed it to her, and to her credit, she totally got it. She totally understood it. And she really loved it. And she said, go ahead, go with God. Her one stipulation was, do not portray me in this show.
Oh,
and I
funny.
was like, no, I wouldn't dream of it. I've got utmost respect for her as a woman and as a producer. And so, yeah, she let us go with it. And it really is I don't think it's ever happened before. I don't think the kind of, the rights holders to the Bond franchise have ever allowed people to do something like this with it. I think it really just kind of spoke to the strength of those scripts. Honestly, we had an incredible writers' room with people from The Bear in there, people from Yellow Jackets, people from the Colbert Report, the Jon Stewart Show.
That's a really interesting writers' room.
Yeah, we had some amazing people. We had some stand-up comedians. We had people who worked with Hassan Minhaj. We had a really amazing brain trust, and because we're trying to thread a really specific needle. We're trying to make it a comedy and also a family drama, but also a spy thriller and a love story and something that's a love letter to home. And we needed the best brains possible, much smarter than me, and we got them, luckily.
So one thing about Shah, and I was discussing this with my producer, Andrea, who brought you in, we are both moms, and we were like, he makes bad choices, man. We both give the same age. Like, this poor guy is making some bad choices regularly. Why does he do that?
Because that's what humans do. Because that's who we are. Because we're messy, and really because we want to be loved, and we look for love in all the wrong places. That's really the cardinal sin, but also the most human, relatable, forgivable thing about this character. He just wants to be loved. And actually, he needs to be loved. And that's the real problem. Has a deficit of self-love. In many ways, I would describe the show as it's Mission Impossible if the impossible mission was self-love.
Yeah.
But
he wants fame too. He doesn't just want the heartfelt part. He wants a little bit of fame.
Well, I think these days isn't the kind of currency of acceptance, validation, and social affirmation some level of notoriety, right? Like, we're living in Warhol's moment of everyone gets their 15 minutes, right? Well, I want mine. If everyone gets their 15 minutes, can I have an hour? Right? Actually. And so I think that it is actually, in this social media age, I think what Shah wants isn't that different to what most of us want. We want to be publicly affirmed. We want to have our existence kind of
you care less
celebrated in some way.
You care less about that as you get older, though.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think so, and I feel that myself massively. It's probably why I'm able to make this show now and kind of look back slightly at the kind of the validation seeker that I was. Now I'm just much more of a sleep seeker. Now that I've got a young kid, I just really want to catch the Z's whenever I can, rather than the likes.
You've done comedy in the past, but you're also known for your intense roles, sort of Sound of Metal. This feels like a mixture of the intense and uncomfortable humor. What made you want to go for both?
When I sit down to watch something with my wife in front of the TV, you know the thing we watch most often? We watch nothing. We scroll past every title, watch 15 different trailers, and debate about whether we're watching a romance or a comedy or family drama or a spy thriller. So I said, I want to make all of it. It's really trying to solve a very personal problem. I want to give people a full meal. You know, honestly, the projects I love the most are things that walk a tonal line, are things that kind of stretch, bend, or subvert genre. I think that's most exciting to audiences who are so film and television literate now. You got to subvert their expectations. Just for me as a fan and as a creative, it's exciting to me. So I just honestly wanted to kind of be as honest and messy as life is. Like, I don't know, I'm here like, you know, trying to be like, I know what I'm talking about on WNYC. I'm going to walk outside and like slip on a banana skin. You know what I mean? And suddenly I'm in a slapstick comedy. Like life takes place in this kind of myriad of genres. I wanted this show to, and honestly, it's a real point of pride for me that's a big piece of feedback we're getting, that it's like, it's quite unique in its multiplicity of genre, and it's the different kind of tones that the show is inhabiting. So honestly, it's just the kind of stuff I love making and love watching.
That was writer and actor Riz Ahmed on his limited series Bait, which is now streaming on Amazon Prime Video. Up next, Lionel Boyce reflects on the final season of the Emmy-nominated television series The Bear, as well as the evolution of his character Marcus. This is all of it.